A really common question that comes up with FlutterFlow, and I'm paraphrasing here, is why can't I get all the benefits of FlutterFlow without all the crap that holds me back? The thing is that AI code editors are just so good now. You can have them whip together basically any small feature, integration, bug fixes, but they still suck at things like architecture and UI design. Wouldn't it be great if we could just download the whole FlutterFlow code base, add our own modifications with something like Claude Code or Cursor, and then deploy, but then go back to FlutterFlow, do some work there, and then just merge the FlutterFlow code with the AI code? In this video, that is exactly what we'll do. We'll build a pipeline, which allows us to make changes either in FlutterFlow or in an AI code editor, merge them together, and then deploy them back to the app stores automagically. Once you set up this pipeline that I'm about to show you, any change that you make in the UI in FlutterFlow or that you make in VS Code or Claude Code or Cursor or anything like that locally will get merged together into your existing code and then deployed up to the app or the Play Store. To do this, I'll be making use of two extra tools, one of which you're probably already using. The first one is GitHub and the second one is Codemagic. So let's begin. So I've got my mobile application here ready to go. First thing I'm going to do is head down to Settings and GitHub. If you haven't connected GitHub yet, you're going to need to go here to FlutterFlow GitHub app and follow the instructions. This is simple to set up. You just click the buttons and it will connect for you. And that way I can use private repositories and connect them to FlutterFlow. Over here in GitHub, I just go to my account, be it an organization or a personal account, go to repositories and create a new repository. My app is called Habitopia, and then I can create that repository. GitHub then gives me a link to my new repository. I'm going to go over here and set it to HTTPS, copy the link, and then I can paste it into FlutterFlow and associate the repo. You may need to sign into GitHub again, and once you've done that, now the two will be connected. And now what I can do is just go ahead and push this code to my repository. All right, GitHub is now connected with FlutterFlow, and I can push FlutterFlow code to GitHub anytime I want by hitting this button. This means that if I hit refresh on the repository, I'll now see the FlutterFlow code. Now this part is important. There is a branch here called FlutterFlow. And a far more common convention to use in Git and GitHub is to name your principal branch main. You can also call it things like master or trunk, but you would not call it FlutterFlow, that's for sure. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up a main branch, and then we're also going to set up a development branch. At this point, we're going to start working locally on our development machine. Now, there's a little bit of setup here. I'm going to use the SSH method of authentication. I won't go through in this video how to set that up. It's very easy to do based on your operating system and your environment if you go to any AI assistant and get set up for connecting Git with your local machine. All right, now I'm going to open a terminal. I'm going to go git clone, and then I will paste the link that I got from GitHub. This will pull that FlutterFlow codebase down onto my local computer. Change directory, name of my codebase, and now it's time to set up our Git flows. We have one branch, it's called FlutterFlow, but I want to create a main branch, so git checkout, new branch, name of main. The main branch is now identical to the FlutterFlow branch. This will be our main branch pushing forward, so let's push it to the origin of main, which is on GitHub. So back in GitHub, we can now see we have the FlutterFlow branch and also the main branch. Now I want the main branch to be main, so I'm going to go into settings, and then I will change the main branch here from FlutterFlow to main update. Perfect, so now we've got a really good basis. FlutterFlow will contribute code, but the code that gets deployed from now on is going to come from main. That is our production branch. You might have noticed that now we've severed our app from FlutterFlow, and by relying on the main branch, how are we supposed to deploy it automatically? The magic of FlutterFlow's automatic deployments to the App Store is actually just relying on the magic of another third-party service. And that service is called Codemagic. This is just what FlutterFlow is using under the hood to deploy to the app stores. And you get 500 build minutes for free with Codemagic. So if you're a small developer or an indie developer, you can do this for free. So just go ahead and add an application. It's going to come from GitHub. You may need to click here to set up your GitHub, but once you do that, your project will be available. It's a Flutter application, and let's go for it. Now, there are API keys and configurations to add here. It's actually very similar to what FlutterFlow asks you to do in the App Store Connect anyway. But once you have this set up, any push to the main branch in GitHub or any other branch you want will trigger a build. Codemagic has great documentation, and it really doesn't take long to set up things like unit tests, build steps, and you can push all the way to test flight once you do some code signing for iOS and getting App Store Connect all together. Your main branch is your production branch, so I never work off of main. Instead, I create a new Git branch, and I call it develop. So it's git checkout, -b, and develop. Now we can add all the custom code we want in this new develop branch. So I'll open up VS Code, and at this point what I like to do is to pop open Claude Code. Claude Code isn't absolutely necessary, but it's a very, very helpful tool, and it can really get you started with AI. Claude Code is a terminal-based tool. You may be more comfortable with something like Cursor or Windsurf. That's also completely fine. And let's just use Claude Code to make a couple of simple tweaks to this Flutter code base. Immediately, for example, I'm seeing that this test that FlutterFlow has created has all kinds of errors all over it. Also in the lib directory, there are tons of errors here. I'm not even going to think about what these are. I'm just going to prompt them away. Beautiful. Claude Code has made a bunch of changes and it's explained all of the changes that it's made. Let's have a look at this in the terminal. If I go git status, I can see all of the files and folders that have been changed by Claude Code. What I want to do now is take these changes and commit them. So first I'll add them, and then I'll go git commit, and codebase was cleaned by Claude Code. Now the develop branch has been modified. Next thing I want to do is actually to push it to GitHub. So git push, and the origin will be develop, not main. That means that when I head up to GitHub, I will have a new branch, and GitHub will actually tell me, hey, do you want to create a pull request for develop? I do. The really cool thing about GitHub is that now I can actually see the code changes that have been proposed by Claude. So I can take a look through, and Claude has done all of these things. This could be you writing code, it could be an AI writing code, it could be Cursor. You definitely want to make sure that the code that you have added is code that you want to add. But with GitHub, you can review all of that code, a member of your team can review all of that code, and when you're ready to merge it into main, you just click confirm merge. This is the traditional software development workflow. You would also create other branches in Git for new features, for bug fixes, but here's where it gets really cool. I can go back to FlutterFlow and just keep making changes. So if instead of meditation for this placeholder, for example, I say that now this is yoga, this change that I've made in FlutterFlow can actually now be pushed to GitHub and merged in with the other changes that I made with Claude Code. All I have to do is push to repository, and what that's going to do is it's going to push to the FlutterFlow branch. That means that in GitHub, now in the FlutterFlow branch, I have available the changes that I made in FlutterFlow. So I can come over here to branches, find the FlutterFlow branch, and go ahead and create a new pull request. The changes that I see in this pull request are the changes that I made and nothing else. So I can create that pull request, go ahead and merge it into main, and now I have both the changes that I made in FlutterFlow and the changes that I made from Claude Code locally. And because I merged into main, that will now automatically deploy via Codemagic. The last thing to do is keep these things up to date, because now locally in my VS Code environment, I've made some changes to main. So I'm going to check out main, and then I'm going to pull from origin main. What that's going to do is it will allow me to see the changes that I made in FlutterFlow, such as writing yoga, and if I search for yoga, I can now find that change that I made in FlutterFlow here in VS Code. And then you rinse repeat. You can make changes in VS Code or Cursor or FlutterFlow, and through the magic of Git, branching, and auto deploys with Codemagic, you can merge those changes together and then be deploying them with GitHub continuously. If you found this guide helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like. And if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions about videos that you'd like me to make in the future, please just go ahead and drop a comment on this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.